Hey, welcome back. You are now watching We Talking Sports.
Hey, thanks for joining us. We are talking sports. We're live. We got Trey Love,
In the house.
D-Jack,
What's up? What's up?
and I'm 5'6", and we're here to talk sports for you today. We're going to start the show off. Well, actually, before we just dive into the show, we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to start off talking NBA, talk a little Old State. Then we're going to dive into those Browns, and we're going to talk about what happened last week, and we're going to preview what's coming up for tomorrow's 1 p.m. game.
Real quick, can I send a shout out to my sister? She's going to Africa. She's enlisted for 1 year before she retires. So shout out to my sister, Dana Render. Love you. Peace.
All right. So here we go. NBA. The Houston Rockets have told John Wall that he's free to seek a trade because they've decided that their starting backcourt is going to be Kevin Porter Jr. That name may sound familiar to you because he used to be with the Cavs. In fact, we drafted him. I'm not going to dive into that right now, but they want their starting backcourt to be Kevin Porter Jr. and Jalen Green, the number 2 pick in the draft this year. So that means they have no room for John Wall and his 2 years and $91 million he has left on his contract. So they're trying to trade him. Now, why am I even bringing that up? What relevance does that have for us?
That's $45 million a year.
That's right. NBA dudes.
Oh, my
Hey, it's like we tripping over Kevin Love and his 30. He getting 45. So why is that relevant to us? So we have a guy who has 2 years and $60 million left on his contract, and we would love to get rid of him. They have a guy with 2 years and $91 million rather, left on his contract. They would love to get rid of him. And Philadelphia has a guy with 4 years and let's say $160 million left on his contract, and they would love to get rid of him. So what I'm proposing is we swap those millionaires around. And at the end of the day, Ben Simmons winds up in Cleveland, Kevin Love winds up in Houston, and John Wall winds up in Philly. Make it happen.
Whoa, sounds like
Now,
everybody
don't get me
wins.
wrong. Yeah, that's what I say. And don't get me wrong, there's some other ancillary parts that would have to be moved around, probably a draft pick or two included in there to make the contracts work. But at the end of the day, when NBA players are unhappy, they generally get moved. And I've been on this Ben Simmons watch here for a while now, and I think this helps us.
So here's what I gotta respect. I gotta respect the fact that you put that deal together. So, like, let's say within the next 2 weeks or the next month, that deal actually happens. They are going to have to give you credit for that. They're going to. I don't care if it's ESPN. I don't care if it's FS1, the big news, NBA TV. They're going to have to say first reported by 5-6 on We Talking Sports.
That's right.
Because you put that down. Now, outside of that, in my opinion, that team helps nobody. So Kevin Love, I guess in your scenario, goes to Houston.
Yes.
Okay, so he helps them zero. So,
and to be honest with you,
John
I would
Wall,
expect them to buy him out.
John Wall in that scenario goes to Philly, where they just getting rid of a 6'10" dude that can't shoot. And I mean, all you're doing, Ben Simmons is John Wall is a 6'1" Ben Simmons.
No, he's 6'4", and he can't.
Okay, 6'4", 6'8". I don't give a shit how tall. He's not tall though, but
he's averaged like 24 points a game. What are you talking about?
And he can shoot. What are you talking about? He can't shoot.
He can't shoot. So now
he's not Steph Curry. He's not Steph Curry. What's John Wall's shooting percentage from 3-point land?
So
Hold on a
here,
second. I gotta
let me just finish
some of these stats. You
can I finish my point?
go ahead,
Can I finish
Tim.
my point?
Go ahead.
Okay, so all you've done is shuffled problems. Here's
Exactly.
the problem.
That's what happens.
Wait. But here's the problem. Here's the problem with what you're doing, though. We don't have a problem right now. Well, okay, no, we do. We do. Kevin Love. I'm sorry. I forgot. We do. But our problem is the least expensive. And our problem is the shortest period of time. I know his and John Wall's is the same.
John Wall's, huh? Yeah.
It's like 32%.
32% from 3.
Yeah, and that's career.
Okay. And what about the field?
The field,
32% from 3 is horrible.
yeah. It's about 41% of his shots. 20%.
But I
So,
mean,
wait a minute. What was Russell Westbrook shooting?
I don't even need the
Come on,
stats.
Laker
John
guy.
Wall.
I'm not saying he's Steph Curry, but offensively, you can't compare him to Ben Simmons. He brings more to the table offensively than Ben Simmons.
But he's probably like about 32 years old now, too, though. So again, that what you just proposed helps nobody. It does all it does.
You don't even think it helps the Cavs, huh? You don't even think it helps the Cavs.
We've talked about this.
Sometimes the change of
You know
scenery
I don't.
does help.
It does. It does.
So again, I don't think that Ben Simmons is going to go to the Cavs. So we're really wasting a lot of energy on it. But I get it because you really want this to happen. But to me, from my standpoint, you're talking about a deal that helps none of the teams. Only thing it does is one team owes somebody $160 million, and now they get to owe somebody $90 million. A team that owes somebody $90 million ends up now owing somebody $30 million. They can buy them out. The team that used to only owe $30 million now owes a dude $160 million over 4 years instead of 2 years.
But you're considering him part of your core. He's part of your core, though.
And you get 3 dudes who, in their current situation, is not working out. Exactly what Kevin Love is to the Cavs right now is the same thing that John Wall is to Houston. Dude, game is really past you, so you're no longer a young dude who we can say, damn, your game is going to become something. You just basically have never became a all-star, not all-star, a elite NBA basketball player like you were supposed to when you came out of college. So that's what John Wall has been over the last 11 years.
You playing John Wall like he's just a bum, and he's not a bum. He's just been injured the past 2 years. And I'm not saying he's the MVP.
What team has he ever been on that was good?
Well,
what team has he ever been on that was good?
Define good.
Okay, the Washington Wizards when they had Gilbert Arenas, and we used to and Jameis and Antoine Jameson, we used to battle them and knock them out in the playoffs. That was good. Tell me one team he's ever been on.
He's been on the playoff. They were a playoff team. They were a playoff team. He had the Wizards as a playoff team.
Him and Bill, yeah, they did.
Again, man, it kills me because the same argument that you are just making for John Wall, in another conversation, you will make that argument against John Wall because you know John Wall is not that type of player. So again, in this situation,
I'm not saying that it's perfect. That he's a perfect fit, but sometimes a change of scenery can help both parties. And I think all 3 of those principles, if nothing else, they need a change of scenery. All 3 of them.
Let me ask you this. If you was Philly, would you rather, if somebody said you Philly, you can get John Wall or you can get CJ from Portland, who'd you take?
If because I dealt Ben Simmons, I would probably go with John Wall. Not even probably. I would go with John Wall because when you are
Philadelphia.
Let me explain to you why. Because you just got rid of your point guard. You need somebody to run your offense. And John Wall is a point guard. CJ McCollum is not. CJ McCollum's not a point guard. He's a shooting guard. Is that a fact?
That's a fact.
So you don't trade your point guard for a shooting guard.
What Philly is losing a lot of production. They're losing their
primary ball handler. They're losing their primary ball handler. So you have to replace him with someone else who's going to be your primary ball handler.
Philly is not winning, is not getting to the championship because they don't have a good primary ball defender. Philly is not getting to the championship because they don't have another number 2 dude that can ball. They need another number 2 dude that can ball.
And that's John Wall.
And
that's John Wall.
John Wall can't ball.
The guy what's his career average? Sean.
If John Wall
what's
was
his career average?
If John Wall was good, and there are a lot of teams right here on the verge, like Denver. There are a lot of teams right here on the verge that just need that one piece. I bet you John Wall don't go to none of them places that just need that one dude. Denver is a squad
because he's got a $45 million contract. Everybody can't absorb that $45 million contract.
You can if you're on the verge of winning.
No, you can't, because you have to give back salaries to match that up. Okay. You can't just trade for a guy because you think you need him. His salary has to match up. You have to fit his salary in.
We plan Disney World NBA anyway. So okay.
You're right. And you know what? At the end of the day, we'll see what happens. We'll just see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. And speaking of seeing what happens, did you see what happened to Ohio State last week? Oh man.
They stuck up the joint.
But hey, you know what? It goes back to what we said the week prior. That defense is horrible. That defense cannot stop a nosebleed. And when you can't get stops, it's gonna be hard to win.
They just kept running that same counter.
Yep. And to me, that's just like, this is Ohio State. So you got all these elite prospects, and you mean to tell me you can't put together a defense to slow people down, get off the field? That's coaching. That's coaching.
So it is coaching, but see this is what it is to me. Ryan Day won with Urban Meyer's players, and now Ryan Day has to win with his players, his philosophy, his everything like that. I'm not saying. Go ahead, cut me off. Let me know when I can finish saying my part about it.
I mean, but you're saying that Ryan Day was their primary recruiter.
Can I finish now? So the thing is when you turn an entire program around, it's going to take a minute for you to put your thing into it. This is no longer Urban's rah-rah and all of that. And so that's why I asked the question before the beginning of the season is like, okay, is Ryan Day really that coach? I don't have any doubt that he is or he is not, but you are putting, okay, so this is not like Dabo Sweeney going from Deshaun Watson to, I can't remember who was in there, to Trevor Lawrence. This is not that. This is Ohio State going from Urban Meyer and the quarterbacks he had to now you got a new coach that's getting his first thing and a new quarterback who looks good, but you have to now tailor this program to Ryan Day's program. You still got dudes like Master Teague. Master Teague is probably not Ryan Day's type of back, but because he's been there, he takes away those carries.
But that's not where the issues are. The issues are on the defensive side of the ball. To me, these issues point directly at Kerry Combs, the defensive coordinator, because again, we know on both sides of the ball, whether it's offense or defense, you're dealing with the top prospects in this country. Ohio State, whether it's Urban Meyer or Ryan Day, has one of the top 3 to 4 recruiting classes every year. So the talent is there. The issue is with the scheme and the coaching. The talent's there.
To me, I don't think that's what it is. I think that number one, it's not that your defense is bad. It's just that Oregon. What
do you mean? But that's the same. So Minnesota's good too. Minnesota's good too because I told you 2 weeks ago that Ohio State couldn't stop Minnesota. Minnesota is not even ranked. And they went up and down the field on Ohio State.
Like 2 weeks, they're giving up 33 points a game.
That's what I'm saying. Stop something. Stop the run.
But you're
stop
saying
the
that,
pass. You got to be able to stop something.
You're saying that because you think Ohio State is Alabama. Ohio State is not Alabama. Just like Clemson.
I think Ohio State is Ohio State, an elite college football program.
But they're not. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, so
they're
Ohio
not
State's not an elite. They're not an elite college football program. They're not.
They're a good one. They're a good one, but
they're not
just
elite.
like Clemson. Clemson right now is not Clemson that was 2 years ago. Clemson is now a team that is trying to win. Ohio State is a team that's trying to win. Alabama is a machine. So no, you're not Alabama. You play in a good conference.
Only team that's Alabama is Alabama. But that doesn't mean that you're not elite. Alabama isn't the only elite program.
So
Clemson's an
tell me
elite
your
program.
explanation. So tell me why Ohio State is elite then. Give me their resume.
Because they've been in the college football playoffs, 3 out of the last 4 years? 4 out of the last 5?
Notre Dame has 2. Is Notre Dame?
No. Notre Dame has been in it once. They were in it last year, and that was the only time they've made it.
The only point that I'm really making is that,
So if you're always in the college football playoff or the playoff hunt, you're an elite program.
I don't think that. But I get that you do. So we're gonna leave it at that. But to me, Ohio, you don't want to fire your defensive coordinator. You don't want to say, "Oh, well, the defense is this and third."
I didn't say fire him.
Because where Ohio State
tell him he's got to do
now,
better. Slap him around a little bit. Because at the end of the day, our problems are tracing back to him.
No, your problems is tracing back to you've changed coaches, and now this coach is coaching his dudes, and so now you are leaving the Urban Meyer philosophy, and now you are turning into the Ryan Day. And so Ryan Day may build that probably will, because he has all the resources.
So do you mean to tell me, again, Kerry Combs, who was the defensive coordinator when Urban Meyer was here, you mean to tell me because there's a different head coach, he had to change his defensive philosophies?
Yes. I'm not saying that he has to change his defensive philosophy. I don't know it that deep is obviously you do. But my only point that I'm making is that Ohio State is not at the top of the mountain right now. Now, they probably
with talent they are.
Back.
With talent they are. When you start talking about 5-star prospects, 4-star prospects, they're at the top of the mountain. And when when a team has the talent, it's up to the coach to make it work. And when you have talented players and then they're not being productive, that points to the coach.
That's Alabama, bro. You have a whole new strength and conditioning coach or philosophy of strength and conditioning. I don't know. Everybody may be the same, but the only point that I'm just trying to make is from the head up, you have changed. Alabama has had the same dude for 100 years. That's why they can continue to re-oil. So if all of a sudden, so let's say all of a sudden Steve Sarkisian, I know Steve Sarkisian is at Texas, but I would say that Steve Sarkisian has a bigger name than Ryan Day. Okay, maybe you don't think so, but let's say he does. If Steve Sarkisian all of a sudden took over Alabama because Nick Saban left, they would have a drop-off. They wouldn't just all of a sudden just keep being whoever they are. And so now you are in the same situation. Where Urban Meyer, you were in elite program, yes. And you turned them out. You did this. Now you're turned over the program to a whole new dude. Even though he was part of the program, he's still not the program. So now he still does things his way.
And what does that have to do with the defense not being able to stop a nosebleed? What does that have to do with the defense not being able to stop a nosebleed?
Bro. Fire the defensive coordinator. That'll change it.
I didn't say fire him. I just say he's got to do a better job. He's got to do a better job.
That has said the Ohio State on Monday night, and that will get us back to a World Series. I mean, the championship game, the BCS game. Get somebody who has been on Monday Night Football, and they say college, the Ohio State University, and that'll get them. The only point that I'm just trying to make is there is going to be a disruption in your elitism, and it comes probably the second year or the third year after that dude is gone, because
so what are you saying? We should all like Ty Day should like maybe go and pat Kerry Combs on the back and tell him it'll be okay and he's doing his best and just hang in there?
No, I think they should do what they're gonna do. They probably gonna end up playing, learning each other, because they have these scrimmages that they usually have at the beginning of the season. And so now they're going to have an opportunity to turn that team into what they need to be. So by the time Michigan State, and Penn State comes, now they can take these 5 stars and say, hey, we're going to do this, because that's when they start prepping for the college football playoffs. This year they scheduled a junkyard dog at the beginning of the season. Nobody realized that Oregon was going to be who they are, but they scheduled these games years in advance. And so now the Ohio State team that you saw Saturday is not going to be the same Ohio State team that you see when they play Penn State.
Well,
because at that point,
we'll see that same Ohio State team today at 3:30 when they play Tulsa, and let's see if they figured out how to stop a nosebleed.
Okay, well, I bet you the defense plays well today.
Let's see.
I bet you they play well against Tulsa.
Let's see. They haven't played well so far. It's 2 games, 2 bad performances. Let's see what we get out the third. Hey, speaking of performances, though, so last week we talked briefly about the Evander Holyfield fight. He was fighting Victor Belfort. How do you pronounce his name? Vitor Belfort. And he put it on Holyfield. First round TKO, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, how good do you feel when you beat up a 58-year-old man? Right. And then and like Sean was saying, he's known for taking steroids, and it's just like this.
He's known for doing TRT.
What is that?
Testosterone replacement therapy.
I mean, who's known for doing that?
Belfort, the dude that beat up on Holyfield.
Okay.
You see him? Go look at that picture.
Right, he all swole, and you know what I'm saying, beating up on the old man. But this celebrity boxing stuff is, and again, like we've talked about this numerous times, and you know what I'm saying, I think like the Paul brothers are the poster child for this. But some of this stuff, like recently, Riddick Bowe is trying to get in the ring with Lamar Odom. And for those of you that don't know Riddick Bowe, at one point he was the heavyweight champion in the world. And it's like, you get in the ring with a real fighter, come on, Lamar Odom, you get hurt. So the boxing commission, they're trying to block this. They're trying to block this particular fight and just put some brakes on some of this celebrity boxing before somebody gets hurt. And to be honest with you, I think they should. Because again, okay, Lamar Odom, I know, you know what I'm saying, I know this is a payday for you and it's a check and yada yada, and it's just, you know, one night in the ring. But Riddick Bowe, he do this. You know what I'm saying? Right. Riddick Bowe will hurt you.
Oh, he did this. He did this.
Yeah, but when you a boxer, you always a boxer. Those instincts, those combinations, it's you always got that. He'll never lose that.
It didn't help Evander last week.
Well, because again, you talking about a 58-year-old man going against a 30-some-year-old dude who's in incredible condition. And he's also a professional fighter, too. He wasn't a professional boxer, but he was a professional fighter. Yeah, MMA.
My thing is,
that's just a little different. It's a little different when
I kind of hate this is where the fight
who fights for a profession. It's just like celebrity fighting is one thing, but when you're a celebrity and you get into a ring with someone who fights for a living, you asking to get hurt.
I mean, but in boxing, man, it's silly season. They got these guys fighting who don't need to be fight, but the guys who can fight won't fight each other. When we grew up, you knew Marvin Hagler was going to fight Sugar Ray. You knew Ray and Hagler was going to fight. You knew that that Hitman was gonna fight Hagler. You knew that, and then in between that, you had what's her name? The Puerto Rican, not Puerto Rican, but Duran. You got Duran knocking people out. You know, you knew these guys was going to fight each other, and then you got Wilfred Benitez in there fighting. You know, he fought those guys.
Yeah, it was different back. Didn't have as many different divisions, and it wasn't all these different belts. So everybody was going for the same bag. It is to where now it's like you can literally have a successful career and duck guys for years at a time. Yeah. It's like Rocky 3. You know what I'm saying? Clubber Lang.
If he want to fight, he should fight Tristan. I think everybody would pay for that one.
You know,
Lamar Odom and Tristan.
I still think that's silly season because it ain't fighters.
It is, but I can get with that because at the end of the day, they two basketball players, and it's not like Tristan used to be in MMA or he used to be a boxer or something like that.
Well, how about this? How do motherfuckers play basketball against each other?
No.
How about that?
We want to see him fight. I think everybody would rather see him fight.
I mean, but that's
no.
silly season.
I'm with you. You say why don't they just play basketball against each other? That's what they do, right?
Yeah,
I hear that.
You know,
somebody needs to get hurt really bad. And I know it sounds
they do a love and basketball, like how they did it on the show Love and Basketball was for his heart. They play a 1-on-1 for Courtney Kardashian.
Yeah,
for Chloe.
Yeah, exactly.
For Chloe.
Exactly.
I mean, I get it, but
you would pay for that?
No, not to see him play basketball. I'd rather see him fight.
Man, they're gonna be fighting like a bunch of two girls because they had their own fight.
Right. No,
they just be swinging and you know everybody. You know when you can't fight, instead of sticking a move in your head, you're gonna be fighting back like this is all they're gonna be doing. Man, who the hell wants to pay to see that? Because that's all you're gonna see. You're gonna be wasting your money. You'll be like,
right. And Chloe sitting ringside like.
Hey! Before we
Why
get
they fight
too
over
far
her, basically.
Before we get too far in, I have to say that I'm wearing the Cavs jersey from when they won the chip game 7. I just wanted to say that because I watched that game, and I know I'm off topic a little bit, Doug, but I did mention this to you. I watched that game. Man, Kyrie is a bad dude.
He is.
That's all I'm gonna say.
And I'm gonna leave it. I'm not really gonna touch it, but I'm gonna double down on what you just said. Kyrie is bad. It's just like all of the stuff in the media about the way he's portrayed. And he puts himself in that position a lot of times with the things that he says. But one thing you cannot argue with is on that basketball court. He's a bad dude. He's a bad dude.
And you talk about Curry. Curry is cold too. But when head to head when they go, Curry uses Curry. Kyrie uses Curry. When they go head to head, Curry he can't do nothing with him.
Curry is a better shooter, but that's the only thing I'll give him. I think Kyrie is better.
But I just mean I'm talking head to head. Curry pisses on Curry.
He do
Curry is a better point guard.
But I'm saying when they play together and they matched up against each other.
The only thing I'm saying, I'm just answering Sean. You just said that the only thing that Curry is a better shooter. He's a better. When I say point guard, I mean from the leadership standpoint. You can't get that to Kyrie.
I argue. Okay, you know what? You're right. You're right. He's a better leader than Kyrie, but I don't think he's a great leader because if you think about it and just listen, hear me out. He didn't truly start ascending is anything other than a great shooter until Draymond joined that team. Because Draymond, what?
That's not true. Because how many years was Draymond with Mark Jackson? Because they was great. Him and Clay always.
He wasn't MVP Steph Curry until after Draymond became Draymond. Because even though Steph Curry is the point guard, a lot of their offense runs through Draymond.
Yeah, he's like the point forward.
Right. And it always has.
But,
I'm not saying that Curry isn't a great point guard, great Hall of Fame player. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is his greatest skill is his shooting.
What I'm saying is when they play head-to-head, Curry pisses on him.
He do.
Kyrie pisses on him. That's what he does.
I was watching. I watched that
we had this debate for how many years, DJ, we've been having this debate?
However long they've been in the league.
Right, because I've always been saying I think Kyrie is as good, if not better, as a player outside of shooting. That's the one thing I'll give.
Well, he's a better shooter, but Kyrie's a killer.
Kyrie's
So I
a
don't
killer.
wanna-
Kyrie's handle. And really, Kyrie can play defense when he want to. He just don't want to every day. And it's just like, because he's a physically bigger guy than Steph Curry, he can do more on the defensive end when he decides to.
But in that game, Kyrie was taking the ball to the basket.
His
He was
finishing the basket.
Jumpers. Like I sat up and watched the entire game. Came on NBA TV. The entire game 7. And man, that dude, it made me feel good. The funny thing about it is, even though I know the outcome of the game, it's still tense. It's still, you sitting on the edge of your seat. But man, it just made me feel so sad because I was watching dudes like Mo Williams. I was watching dudes like Shump, JR,
Right.
Richard Jefferson. Man, we had such a great team of great guys.
Right.
And I hate.
And you know what I like, because outside of
let me finish this last thing, dog, because I'm gonna say this. Okay, so Bron gets compared to Jordan a lot, but if you look at that, let's just say that championship team, if they would have built that team to where Bron could now have been, just keep that team and then just tweak that team, he probably could have went 6 for 6. You know what I'm saying?
That's Bron's issue, period, though. And you can make that argument as much as I don't want to. You can make that argument even with Miami. If he'd have stayed with Miami, that they could have kind of just retooled and he could have went on longer runs of winning championships. But he likes to rebuild. And part of it, one of the things he said when he was with the Cavs is he likes to do that because he thinks things get stale with a team after a couple of years and a couple of playoff runs. He said it just gets stale.
Okay, here's one thing.
Bron get these next 2 and he goes 6. He goes 6 for 12. He might be the GOAT.
That conversation
these next 2.
That conversation is
done.
It's done. That conversation was done a couple of years
6
ago.
for 12, that's 500. 6 for 6 is 1,000.
Exactly.
So,
but that means that you've been to the final 6 more times than the other team has. So I've won just as many times as you, but I've been there 6 times more.
Team? That's like I said, that ship is sailed.
But here's the one thing that we can move on.
You can't say that, bro. If he passed Kareem too, you can't say that.
Okay, but the one thing that we're not looking at is that's never talked about. Kyrie's idol was
Kobe.
Kobe had the same situation with Shaq as
Kyrie and
LeBron. So he is like, yeah, man, I want to go win a championship by myself. Well, Kobe's like, well, man, that's what I had to do.
Right.
So behind the scenes,
I believe that too. I believe
behind
that
the
played
scenes,
that played
sure. Probably played a role. Had he stayed, LeBron was the type of player who was going to let Kobe do what he do, and so was Shaq. But because Shaq was the most dominant at that time, and so was LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
But they also had but both of them was 1A and 1B. Kyrie and LeBron was 1A and 1B. Even though the Shaq and LeBron was the dominant one, the other dude was just as cold as them.
Right.
So that's where it is. So I don't know if it was just destined for him to leave because of who his mentor was.
I don't think Kyrie was on Bron's level though. I think Kyrie.
I mean, but they were a tag team, dude. I mean,
but I still don't. And again, as much as I've been praising Kyrie and his game, it still ain't on LeBron's level because Kyrie's game, what Kyrie is a highly skilled offensive assassin.
But what I'm saying, the difference was Shaq was dominant and he can do his thing, but Kobe and Kyrie have that sniper mentality.
Right. And
LeBron never had that sniper mentality.
Well, I won't say he never had it.
He's not a sniper. He's a facilitator.
No, I don't agree with that.
He can't score.
Was in that game against Boston. He was early.
Let me tell you something. I have 2 videos on my cell phone because I was at 2 of the playoff games, different series, LeBron's last year here. And he hit game winners last shot, walk off the court in both of those playoff series. So it's like you can't tell me that LeBron did not develop that killer instinct and did not become that assassin. He did. He's I've seen him do it in person too many times.
I mean, but he.
Where it's, I know what you're saying. It's like it's 4 seconds on the clock, 6 seconds on the clock, last possession, give me the ball. He turned into that guy.
Slade just talked about coming down, just doing dude.
That's
he
what
ain't
I'm
talking
talking
about this last minute.
No, I'm talking about
that's not winning basketball though. That's not winning basketball. Let me explain to you what I mean. So when you were describing Kyrie, and I think I called him some type of offensive assassin. I have the same image of Kobe. Him and Kobe are the same type of player,
right?
Where offensively, that's what their game is all about. It's about you can't stop me. And they are both assassins in that regard. But LeBron can do it when he needs to. But LeBron understands that that's not winning basketball. In order to win games, I need you engaged in the game. I need you engaged in the game. So that's how he plays the game. And that's winning basketball.
No, I like that, but I'm just talking about one is one thing, one is another. Kobe and Kyrie is like, motherfucker, give me the ball. I got this.
Right, but that to me, that's not winning basketball.
But they were at different points of the game, they just like, give me the damn ball.
Right, but that's not winning basketball. Like
so
that mentality.
Hold on, wait.
I
don't know if I agree with what you're saying though, dog. That was winning basketball for Money Mike.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
Cheated.
Come on now.
So you trying to tell me? Mike's game was get out my way?
Hell yeah.
No, it wasn't. No, not when he started winning championships. Not when he started winning championships.
Dude,
come on, dog.
Hold on. Let me ask you something. Let me refresh your memory. So in the Last Dance, when Jordan's going over his first championship and he's talking about when he went to the sidelines, and what did Phil Jackson say to him? He said, "Who's open?"
Paxton.
Right.
Dog, but that was one game out of that series.
No. Do you think so? You think they showed that clip just to point out one game? No, they showed.
Yes.
Because I watched that season. I was watching it. Yeah.
That one game, he was like, look.
So Jordan only passed. So how do we know who Steve Kerr is then? Why is Steve Kerr so relevant? Why is
what I'm saying here, dog?
relevant?
This is what I'm saying, dog.
Why do we know who those guys are?
Here's what I'm saying, though. What I'm saying is, okay.
Can you answer my question? Why do we know who those guys are?
Because Jordan made the pass. Jordan made the pass. But this is what I'm saying.
That's winning basketball.
Do you remember when
it happened a couple times?
Do you remember when Brian gave it to the Pistons? Dog, do you remember when Brian gave it to the Pistons and he scored like the last 15 points? So what I'm saying is the last
25 points.
Yeah, it was
okay, last 25 points. So what I'm saying is that's who Michael Jordan was throughout his career. LeBron James is not. He has been that at times, but that's not really who he is.
That's not who Jordan was once he started winning championships. I guess that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay. I guess we disagree.
He was always that, though. He was always that. That's why when he started.
I think it was that with the Wizards. Shit, that's who he was. If you went and played Michael Jordan right now in a gym, that's who he'll be right now. He'll be like, "Oh, I got Dion. Come here, give me the ball.
I'm about to do you, Dion.
I'm about to do you." He'll be talking to me.
Come here. And that's what and what we're talking about. Who is the mentor to Kobe? Hello? Who's the mentor? Who is Kobe's who is the mentor to Kobe?
So let me make my point here.
Can you answer that question real quick?
Who's the mentor to Kobe?
Yeah. Who's Kobe's
Jordan?
Yeah. And so it goes down.
They weren't the same player. They weren't the same player though.
Have you
So hold on a second. Listen.
Jordan and Kobe won the same player?
1986. When did Jordan win his first championship?
In 91.
He won his first championship in 91?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in 86, Jordan was averaging 4.6 assists. 91, he was up to 6.1.
Mm-hmm. Jordan was
Okay, dog.
So
Would you say that?
6.3.
Would you say that was? Would you say that was Allen Iverson's game? Because I bet you Allen Iverson has some assists too.
No, Allen Iverson was a scorer. Allen Iverson was just a scorer. And let me tell you something. What I'm saying is,
he had assists.
What I'm saying is, when Michael Jordan started winning championships, a big part of why he started winning championships is because he started getting his other teammates more involved.
So you're saying you're looking at a stat that's showing you that when he started winning championships, his assists went up.
That's what you're saying. That's what I'm saying.
His scoring was still up though.
And just his game. Because again, if you remember, Jordan started running offense out of the post. He would post guards up. Not just so I can score over you, but so y'all try and double team me, and then I'm going to kick it out for open shots. You don't remember any of that?
Yeah, that's after he retired, though.
That wasn't after he retired. He used to have Tim Hardaway in the post when he was playing Miami.
No, I'm saying.
No, you're right about that. That's the triangle offense.
It's always been
that's what it is.
But he did that more after he came back after the third one. When he came back for the fourth one, that's when he started getting bigger. Remember, because when they got beat by Orlando, they all got back in the gym. All went back in the gym, and that's when Jordan got even bigger.
He had to get back in football shape. Basketball shape, because he was in baseball
But he
shape.
retrained his body again. So it was different, but Jordan was always a killer. Always.
That's not what I'm saying. It's not that I'm disputing whether or not he was a killer, whether he was an assassin. What I'm saying is his game changed when he started getting more people involved, and that's when he started winning championships. And that's the reason. That's the reason they showed that clip in The Last Dance, and that's why Jordan brought that up. He was giving Phil Jackson his credit for expanding his game by telling him to start using his shooters.
Right, but that was at different times. But for the most part, at the end of the game, Jordan was not going to pass that damn ball.
Depending.
Like that last shot he had against Utah.
Brian Russell.
What's the name? This was the Worm saying, "Oh, in the doggone thing, in the documentary, he's like, oh, hell no, he's not gonna pass this motherfucker. And this ball, I'm gonna do his shot.
Hey y'all,
he knew he was gonna get it. So
hey y'all, my fault for taking us to the wrong place, but
no, we're
we
good. We still got 15 minutes to talk about our Browns. We can go over a minute, can't we? We can go over a minute. But when we're talking about championships and reaching them, that's a great segue to the Browns because that's what Mahomes does. He played in the last two. The Browns are trying to get there. So, Dion, last week, I'm going to ask you, what was your take on the Browns? What did you see in the game?
My take on the Browns is that the Browns are just, I'm only saying for week one. So I'm hoping by playoffs it's different. But right now, the Browns are they just don't know how to win good against good teams. Like, okay, so you had the Jamie Gillen fumble, which was terrible. You had
he need to be ashamed of himself for just making that play at that time of the game, which was your first time on the field. He just need to be ashamed of himself. I hope he got he just dig a hole and put his head in it.
Well, he had the opportunity.
You have the Chubb fumble.
He still could have kicked it, even after he bobbled the snap or fumbled the snap. He picked it back up. He still could have kicked it. And I've seen him just part of the game. Before.
Yeah, the Chubb fumble. That was just a hat on the ball.
The Chubb fumble is just part of the game. I don't take anything away. I don't blame him or nothing like that because Chubb is not a fumble.
I don't. Chubb is not a fumble.
He's not a fumble.
I'm not saying he is a fumble, but who else you gonna blame? If he fumbled the ball, who else?
I give credit to the defense. Hey, bros. You asked me my take. Everybody gonna get their take. Let me finish mine.
I mean, I thought we were having a conversation.
No, he asked me what was my take on the Browns.
Okay,
so
all right, okay.
So
This is the Bruz being the
I
Bruz.
thought we was talking sports. You know what I'm saying?
So when it comes-
Key word being we. You know what I'm saying? Not D-Jack talking sports. You know what I'm saying?
but let me just
But
say,
he never had his chance to talk.
All right, whatever.
So my thing is I feel like I put that loss squarely on the shoulders of Baker Mayfield. You are a number 1 overall pick. You had the opportunity to drive the team down and win the game, and you didn't. Now, I'm not going to throw him away for that. And and that's 2 games. 2 games against you. You were playing. See, the defense played well enough for them to win. You going against Patty Mahomes. So
they did. The defense played
so
well enough.
now,
Even though they didn't, I don't think they played a great game, but they did play good enough to win. I'll say that.
The defense is really good for like 3 quarters. Then you're right.
So now you
Really
as
good.
Baker, you got to become that quarterback. You got to become, I'm the first overall pick. I'm trying to get one of these 100, 200, 300 $million contracts. I need to be Baker Mayfield of Oklahoma, Heisman Trophy winner.
I
Now,
think he was.
they got a JV schedule for the next longest until they meet Baltimore.
Yeah, but
So I'm
I'll tell
hoping
you what
that
though.
they become
I think Stefanski needs to join in that with Baker in terms of owning the shortcomings, because he is the play caller, and part of it is figuring out. You got between Baker and Stefanski, they have to have plays where it's just like, this is our money right here, and this is what we're gonna go to when the chips is down, and we know we need 5 right now, or we know we need 10 yards right now, or we know we need 15 yards right now. You gotta have plays, and not just plays, players that you go to in crunch time. And one of the issues I had,
They got that though, bro.
Can I hold on? 5-6 talking sports.
I think they do.
5-6 talking sports. One of the things that I had an issue with is going to a rookie on such a crucial play like that. I would have liked to have seen a veteran receiver in there, because Trey Love, you were saying earlier that Baker didn't have the ball placed exactly where he wanted, but it's like Schwartz had it in the basket, and you let dude rip it out.
Now, that was a good defensive play, though, man.
So the defensive player won. The defensive player won, but the defensive player doesn't always have to win, even though they get a hand in. Because if you remember in the playoff game, remember that Tyreek Hill pass? Denzel had a hand in there, but Tyreek Hill was able to still come down or hold on to the ball. So my point is, as a veteran receiver, you know that they're going to get a hand in there. So you know what I'm saying? I'm never been a receiver in the NFL.
No, listen, he caught the ball. He had the ball in his hands. The guy went.
It wasn't in his hand. It was in the basket.
No. He caught that ball with his hands. Look at it again. He caught it with his hands, and then he was trying to bring it down. The guy just stripped the ball. That was just a good defensive play. You can't do nothing about good defense.
So good
Sean, I'm gonna say this
for Schwartz. Good fumble for Chubb. What's with all these excuses? These guys gotta make plays. You can't keep making excuses.
I'm gonna say this, Sean. When you
just
first
giving the defense credit for everything, guys
when
gotta
you
make
first
plays.
made that point,
That's how you
when
win
you-
games.
When you first
That's
made
how
that
you win
point
games.
last week, I disagreed with you, but you brought it up and you made it make sense. Tyreek Hill was in the same situation, and he made a play, because your point was that the Browns should have went to a more veteran receiver in that situation.
Exactly.
But maybe
you're
the
right.
veteran
Game's
receiver
on the
wasn't
line.
open.
Was he even on the field?
What you think they went on third and something? You think they went to a 13 formation?
They went to a rookie. That's the point I'm trying to
But
make.
why wouldn't they be on the field if it wasn't in a
Was
13
Donovan
formation?
Peoples-Jones on the field?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Was Hollywood Higgins on the field?
Matter of fact, I think they went a one back set, 3 receivers.
So, again, they had a rookie receiver on the field when you have veterans at your disposal in a very crucial play.
The only reason why the rookie was on the field because OBJ wasn't on the field. You had 2 receivers. One of them was
You have more veterans.
Listen, one was Peoples-Jones. The other one was Juice, and the third one was the rookie. Who else you got to go through?
Hollywood. Hollywood Higgins.
I still put it on Baker, but Trey. Okay, what's your takeaway?
My takeaway on that play, that was just a good defensive play. But
No,
And it was
the
a good,
game.
and it was a good defensive play against
Of the
Chubb.
game.
hold on.
Of the game.
So we can't win if we play good defenses.
Hold on. Sean, chill out.
They're gonna make good plays against us.
It's Trey Love, right? Can I have my turn?
Trey Love talking sports.
Trey Love talking sports. Yes. My take of the game was, I know you can't get moral victories, but as a fan, from the fan standpoint, just like in the playoffs, this was the game the Browns just let get away. But then one thing I agree with you is Baker had 2 shots to take the thing down there, and he's 0 for 2. He's 0 for 2. You cannot take it. I mean, it is what it is. He's 0 for 2, right?
And that is a topic I agree with you in that Baker's 0 for 2. But what I'm saying is I think Stefanski needs to own some of that with Baker.
Okay, I get that. But just like the Browns didn't make the play, they defense made the damn stops.
Man, quit giving their defense so much credit,
No,
man.
I'm talking about I'm telling you, man. He throws.
Chubb fumble. Great play.
Hold on. If the guy don't trip him, he was throwing the ball out of bounds. He got tripped up.
Another great play by the defense, huh?
That was a great play by the defense. That was a great play by the defense, though, dog. That was a great play by the defense.
I'm just saying.
Did you not see that?
I'm just saying. So is we gonna say that this defense just made a bunch of great plays or we made bad plays?
Okay,
which
well,
one is it? We got to do better.
They didn't get it done.
That's what I'm saying. Then quick applaud their defense and get down on our
But
offense.
ain't that categorized as a stop?
It's a stop. But
Yeah.
it doesn't mean
Did
that
it
the
win the
offense
game?
is playing well.
Did it win the game?
The offense has to play better.
Did they win the game?
Who?
Did the Browns have the opportunity both games to go down and drive and win the damn game?
They had the opportunity.
Did they do it?
Nope.
Each time the defense stopped us, right?
Yep.
What are you arguing about?
What I'm saying is,
But what he's
I'm
saying-
saying
but
I'm
Baker
holding
gotta
the
make those
players
plays, though.
accountable. I'm holding the players accountable. I'm not patting the defense on the back saying, great job, guys. What I'm saying is, offensively, we have to make them plays. We have to hang on to the ball. That's how you win games.
All I say from their standpoint in the locker room, they like you the defense. You stopped them. You had to stop him, and you did. He tripped the dude up enough where the dude couldn't throw the ball out of bounds, and he got a pick from it. That's defense. The only time we played defense on that third down is when they met at the quarterback. I was proud of them then. They had the opportunity.
Finally, they got a sack. That's another thing I wanted to bring up.
No,
this defensive line, what, they get 1 sack in the game?
No, they had 2 sacks.
It was 2 sacks?
Yeah, because the other Jackson had a sack, so they had 2. But they pressured
Hey,
this guy to hold
so you know
down.
what's crazy? They didn't give Jadavian Clowney no credit for that sack. They gave that sack totally to Miles.
I don't know
Yep.
why they did, because they both met him at the same time.
They but at the same time, right.
I don't know why they did that. That they had to give that.
So I'm not gonna put anything on the defense again.
You're not going to put anything on the defense.
Yeah, you
You guys
playing
are a
against
couple
the
of excuse
best.
makers.
You playing
guys are making
against
excuses.
the best
Oh,
QB.
boy. Oh, boy. So we can't even be. Should we just crown him now? You want to get Patrick Mahomes to just take him the trophy then?
Crown her
Crown
ass.
their ass now.
You want to crown him? Just crown her ass.
Hold on, Deion. Hold on, 5-6. The Browns were driving. They got that fumble right there. The Browns were kicking. They got the ball right there. They didn't have to go to full field.
So
If you want to crown him, just crown her ass.
Dog,
We
listen,
gave him everything we got,
listen,
and we
dog.
let him off the hook.
You
Make
cannot
plays.
give Mahomes a damn ball on a damn
15.
the 15 and expect him to not score with all the damn options he got.
Okay, fellas.
Remember when he was rolling out? He was about to get that sack, and he just threw the ball downfield.
Why do we keep pretending
Fellas, can we be on to Houston?
Okay, no, hang on. Let me just make this point. Let me just make one more point. Why do we act like Kansas City just got all these offensive weapons? They have Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. They have Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill.
Okay,
Nicole
Mahomes
Hardman,
ain't a weapon.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes ain't a weapon.
Patrick Mahomes.
Those are his weapons. Patrick Mahomes' weapons are Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. So let me ask you a question.
So
let me ask you a
quarterback
question.
himself can't be a weapon.
He's the quarterback. Let me ask you a question.
Andy
They got,
Reid.
like I said, they got 2 weapons worth talking about. Can we take one of them away? Hello? Hello?
That's not
Can
a
we
good way
take
to look
one
at
of
it.
them away?
That's not a good way to look at
Ain't that
it.
ain't that what you do as a defensive coordinator?
No,
You say
no.
these are the things that you do well, and I'm gonna take one of them, or I'm gonna take this from you, or I'm just gonna let you do what you want to do.
Yeah,
That
but
is
you're
what
talking about
Belichick
elite
does.
dudes. You're talking about
Belichick
elite.
does.
You're talking about the best of the best. You're talking about 2 dudes that needs to be doubled on every play. So you got a Nicole Hardeman who will look good, or you got like that running back who will look good because you got
You take
Patrick
away
Mahomes.
what teams like to do best and what they do best. You take something away from
Think
them.
about
They
having
didn't take anything away from them.
Dog, think about having Randy Moss, Tom Brady, and Rob Gronkowski. You gonna make dudes like Edelman look great, or Wes Welker, or whoever was they dude.
If
Wes Welker.
we were sitting here talking about Nicole Hartman beat us, I wouldn't say anything to you. But we not. We got beat by Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, the dudes we knew they was gonna kill us going in the game. That's my point. And with that, we can move on. We can move on to Houston. We can move on to
Bruh,
Houston because
to
you
me-
can make excuses until next week about what we didn't do and continue to pat the Kansas City Chiefs defense on the back.
To me,
At the end of the day,
Tyrod,
we got to make
Tyrod,
plays if we want to win.
You got any more of
Tyrod,
that in there? Take a swig.
hey,
Calm
to
your nerves
me,
down, dog. Calm your nerves down.
to me,
Go get another one.
Tyrod, whatever the hell his name is, that dude is the worst starting quarterback for a dude that keeps getting the
Next
job.
week, you're going to be telling me about how he was making plays.
Oh no, I've never. This is what he does.
He
When he
literally
snaps
dropped
the
the mic
ball-
on that.
When he snaps the ball, it is total chaos.
Super producer.
It is total chaos. From the
Literally
minute
dropped
he
the mic.
takes the ball, the Browns have the largest spread of any game this past week. I expect the Browns to take out all their frustration on Houston. It's in Cleveland too.
I hope so.
I got the Browns easily winning this game by 20.
By 20,
Easily
I'm
by
going to
20.
hold you up.
Easy. I got this game being something like 38-17.
38-17. I'll take that. But you know what? Speaking of tomorrow, it's the weekend. This is actually Paul Ward's birthday weekend. Me and Sean are going to be down there. We're going down to tailgate with Nicole. So we're gonna have a ball down there before the game, and then we're gonna come back. Can I come back and watch it with you guys?
Absolutely. And actually, we're gonna do a live stream
are we?
from the tailgate. Yeah.
Okay,
So
cool.
make sure you tune in. Check us out tomorrow. We're gonna stream live from the Muni lot down there with the Browns fans, off in the
Here
middle
we
of it
go,
all.
Brownies. Here we go. That's
And
out, bro. That's out.
watch
Hey.
out. And Dion.
Yeah.
When we go down there, you make sure we can get with you, because we need your prediction again tomorrow.
Hey, so and again, we didn't touch on this, but tomorrow Anthony Walker is out. He's out for 3 weeks.
Oh yeah.
For the next 3 weeks, he's on injured reserve.
Well, he's been, who he's been mentoring. So this is his chance.
Mac Wilson?
Mike
Right.
Wilson should be, but we're okay.
Let's see who steps up.
But we're okay
So
because
Mac Wilson looked good to me last week.
Well, okay, and again, I take this with a grain of salt. Pro Football Focus had him with a very poor grade. So last week, and again, Anthony Walker, he played more defensive snaps than anybody else
I think
on
62
defense.
out of 63.
Right. He had 10 tackles, so somebody's gonna have to step up.
And we also had Smith. Smith has got a Super Bowl
Ooh,
MVP.
he was getting used by Kelce.
But everybody got used by Kelsey.
Yeah. Like I said, can we stop?
Dog,
Can we take something from you?
When you talk about,
Hey, Sean, Kelsey went to Heights.
yeah, he did.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, okay. Now listen, when we talk about elite tight ends, Kelsey is up there. He's the big
Kelsey is the
man.
best tight end in football right now.
Oh, he's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer. I get it.
But Deion, don't you think that we got a guy that we need to utilize, or we could utilize like him, like they utilize Kelsey and Njoku?
I do.
I'm just
And
talking
Joku's
about,
problem.
I do.
And Joku's problem is right here.
He had a good game, and Njoku had a good game.
What are
He
you
did
saying?
have a good game, but he would never be. Njoku would never be that tight end that makes sight adjustments and just see something and just go right to the spot.
You can't
He
say
always,
that. You can't say that. You can't say
I've been watching the dude play for 3 years.
He didn't
What you
start
mean I
playing
can't say
football until he was 16 years old. So
I've been watching this dude play football for 3 years. The only passes that he makes is he out athletic you. He might
He's growing as a player. He didn't start playing this game when he was 8 or 9, like most NFL players. Most NFL players, if you was to ask them, they start playing the game when they were 8 or 9. He didn't start playing until he was a teenager.
So this is what you're gonna say.
I'm saying he's still growing as a player.
So you're telling me that when we're playing Kansas City in the playoffs and it's 3rd and 8, we're gonna just say, hey, you know something, ref, give us this first down because he didn't start playing until the 3rd grade. No, but do we need that nigga to start making plays?
We do.
That's nothing close to what I was saying. I was just making the point that he's still growing as a player.
But can I make this real point?
Bro, he don't have time to grow. This is the season right here.
Okay, but
this is it. You got an opportunity. You went toe to toe with the best team in the league. You got an opportunity this year. We can't wait for Njoku to do. I mean, we're gonna have to because at the end of the day, he is who he is. He's who we got. I think he out athletics everybody, but he's not a cerebral player.
Okay,
he's not a cerebral player. He's a disappointment to me.
He and Kelsey, you know they're good friends, right?
Who?
Kelsey and Njoku.
I didn't know that, but I don't think that helps his game any. I don't know.
Why can't it? If y'all play the same position and he can teach you little tidbits of what he knows.
Njoku is not in the same fucking country as Kelsey is, as far as
athletically, he's more athletic than he is.
So let's put it in perspective based off what I said just a minute ago. Travis Kelce again started playing football when he was 8 or 9 years old. Travis Kelce used to play quarterback. Travis Kelce played safety, so he looks at the game differently because of how long he's played, the different positions he's played. And Njoku has to grow into that. He has to grow into that because he didn't start playing the game until later.
Okay, wait, because maybe I missed it. We're not having this conversation as if to say that Njoku was going to be anywhere in Travis Kelce's neighborhood as far as production on the field. Y'all not trying to convince me of that, right?
No,
y'all not saying that.
I'm just saying you put a ceiling on Njoku, and I'm saying you don't know necessarily what his ceiling is yet because he's still growing. That's what I'm saying.
That's pretty much it.
Hey, you know what? Hey,
this is the season right here, though.
So check this out, team.
Time for him to grow.
Check this out, D-Jack. We are actually getting ready to end the show today. We're running out of time. Just to put a nail on it. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll see the debut of Grant Delpit. And again, we are going to be broadcasting live from the Muni lot.
Is that his first snaps? Sorry, Doug.
Yes.
This will be Grant Delpit's first snaps. We are going to broadcast from the Muni lot starting at noon. So tune in and
at noon. That'll be great.
Start at noon. And here we go, Brownies. Let's get them.
All right.
Thanks for joining.
Q's out. Row.
Tyrod Taylor, 3 interceptions. I bet Tyrod passed for 54 yards.